Hey folks, Craig Danger, vinyl record player here. Just wanted to do the 10 Richard McCook questions. I was like, oh, it's a thing. Vinyl Richie did it. I'm like, Harris Pilton did it. I'm like, oh. Ben Rankins comes for the three, power of three, and I'm like, okay, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. All great entries, by the way. Very entertaining stuff. So yeah, I'm also gonna show you 5 funky, sometimes surprising, sometimes, yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised how funky this is, records. So please, buckle up. Okay, so we are indeed back. Yeah, I wanted to do the 10 Richard McCook questions. I love stuff like this. One of the first questions, do you struggle with new ideas for videos? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. That's why I'm here. The 10 questions, those are always fun. I love threads like this. They're fantastic. Here's the point. I've recently come to realize that, so much of your life can just slip away. Tick-tock goes the clock, as it were. And I'm just realizing time is such a critical asset. So here's the point, is that I think I would, if I just sat down and just banged out ideas for like an hour, I probably would be good. I just always find myself chasing time. So as a result, yeah, I've been doing Whack-A-Soul was a great concept. I thought I got a few ideas in the pipe for sort of recurring shows. The question for me is always going to be, do you have the time to do these things? And I like to edit a little bit. I don't, I'm not all in the bay for 8 hours at a time. I like the jokes. I like to put the jokes onto the videos, as you probably know, as a watcher of this channel. So that's question number 1. Number 2, if purchasing subscribers was an option, would you partake? If it helped me, there are people who are like, I don't want to monetize, blah, blah, blah. I kind of do want to monetize, but that's only so that I can write off records, use them as a tax deduction because, hey, I'm in the entertainment business here, people. That's what I do. So yeah, I mean, to be frank, Harris Pilton said something very critical, which is it's not the 1,000 subscribers that you need, it's the 4,000 hours. I'm at this point, I'm in and around 300-ish subscribers. Again, thank you everybody who subscribes and who watches. Appreciate you very much. Love your comments too. It's always great to have kind of little conversations with people who love music, which is never a negative. So yeah, would I? I probably wouldn't. I find that, my subscribers to people who actually watch, they're pretty good. So I don't want to buy subscribers because people who are bought don't watch. I want people to watch. And, get the 4,000 hours, whatever. Achieve my dream to one day be paid at least $10 per month by YouTube. I'm coming for that $10, Google. I'm coming. Yeah, that's really kind of all it adds up to in some cases. 2 questions, so now what am I going to do? Show you a record. This is Ramsey Lewis's Sun Goddess. I believe it was from like 74. I just came off of listening to this one today. This is not in the best of condition. This one, I think I picked this one up for a song, like maybe about $3 or $4. But wow, very, very good record. Very much on the sort of jazz funk tip. But wow, very good record. This one and a lot of Ramsey Lewis stuff is available on the cheap. Funky. And I was reading a little bit up on this. Apparently much of the band that made up Earth, Wind, and Fire was on this particular record. And it shows. It's a very funky, it's funny because one of the things I read was one of the biggest hits for Ramsey Lewis was The In Crowd, and it's all sort of jazzy and sort of loungy. This is he's reaching into Africa funk. Really deep, really good stuff. Surprised me. And again, I did purchase this for, I think probably around $3 or $4. So you can get that kind of funky value. You gotta funk it, take it, is my sense. Let's go on to question number 3. Do you like to mention how much you paid for your records? Were you listening? Did you hear? I think I must have said this thing was $3 like 6 times. I love to say that stuff. I know. It is all relative, and I understand that different people have different budgets. and different whatever. But for me, the shocker and kind of one of the, I guess, the glamorous aspects, I guess, of vinyl collecting is you can just get music that will knock your socks off, will blow your shoes off. That's basically the same thing now, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest. But you can get these records for $3 and $4 and $5. I just had a conversation with a gentleman on the Instagram, and he was saying, "Oh, I picked up this for $1, this for $1," and I'm like, beautiful stuff. The fact is that unless you're exorbitantly rich, which I am, as I buy records, I discover more and more how non-exorbitantly rich I am. I just realized that, hey, you know what? You can find good value music, but also astonishing music at astonishing prices. That's a double win in where I'm from. So am I going to keep announcing how much I paid for records? Of course I am. But I will say it's rare. You're not probably going to see a time on my channel where I'm like, I got this one for $48. Woo, goodbye. At least I mean, who knows with inflation, right? I mean, who can tell? Let's go to number 4. Are there genres of music you really don't like and would never show on your channel? Not really. I guess I'm not as much of a country person. I can't see myself showing a lot of modern country. But I could see myself showing, and I have a couple of old Willie Nelson and Waylon Jennings style records. But otherwise, yeah, even metal. I mean, I've got the Scorpions, Tokyo Tapes, and I've got some, Deep Purple records, and I have a rather broad collection. Do I focus on funk and soul? Yes. Why? Not enough funk and soul in the VC, so I'm here to talk about it. That's just a straight up fact. But yeah, no, I don't think so. Jazz is something that I've really opened my ears to over the past few months, and I'm enjoying a lot of it. A lot of it is just, I didn't expect to. In fact, if you would have talked to me even 6 months ago, I would have been like, jazz? Oh, I don't know. Problem with jazz is that it often gets very, very funky. And that's a funky problem to have, friends. So yeah, I guess that's kind of the best way. I'd say modern country, also, probably modern music. A lot of the modern stuff, again, it comes back to price. Some of these records are $40 out of the gate, $50 out of the gate. That's not Craig Danger style. That's, whoa. The idea of collecting records and having a ton of records that are $50 each, woo! That's it's above my pay grade, unfortunately, at this particular juncture. But hey, let's cut into another record. Enough talk, more rock. How about Melinda? This is a Jerry Butler penned soundtrack. He also collaborates with someone on this. Really good stuff on this one. Oh, it's arranged by Jerry Peters. So double Jerry action right here. Double Jerry, friends. Anyway, this is a really good soundtrack. One of those ones that kind of went under the radar. Makes sense. I actually went ahead and I watched Melinda. Ooh, P.U. Not the best one, guys. Ladies and men, it is not a great movie. But really funky soundtrack. And again, even just kicking it off with Speak Truth to the People. Ooh, Jerry just getting at his funky best on this one. This was kind of one of those ones I actually ordered this in the mail because I'm not going to find this in the wild. But Melinda by Jerry Butler, of course, hashtag Big Jerry. Another reppin' on Big Jerry on the old channel. But hey, that's what I do. That's what I like me some Jerry Butler. And you should too. Let's go to number 5. When watching other people's videos, do you ever flick through video until you find an artist shown that you like? No, not really. I find that my taste as I've been watching the VC, there are like your legendary category, like your Maslov, like your Vinyl Richie. Then there are even Harris Pilton, but love his stuff too. And 6-inch pianist John. But then there are other people who will come and go. Like I used to watch some people, and now I don't watch them. But then there are up and comers who I really enjoy. Marsha P is really good. Retro Musings is really good. There's lots of really great channels. And yeah, and the fact is that yeah, I tend to watch what they show. I will say, for legends like, I noticed that Mazzy does a lot of where he'll show a specific band. If I'm just straight up not interested in that band, I just won't watch it. It just is what it is. So I guess then that kind of puts me in a question where I'm like, okay, I kind of do that because like if somebody's doing a huge expose on, you know, on the records of Pink Floyd between '68 and '72. I know about that stuff. It's cool stuff, but it's not stuff that really like kind of piques my interest. I actually do like the mystery of things like vinyl finds. John 6-inch Pianist doesn't do a lot of thematic stuff, but he shows a lot of amazingly funky records and you know, like 45s and reggae stuff, and it's all fantastic. So I think probably that comes down to the fact that, you know, my favorite kind of video tends to be this sort of a random presentation. So anyway, that was long-winded as hell. Let's continue on. What are my thoughts on shorts? They're okay. I've done a few myself. You know, just kind of randoms. I think conceptually they're difficult to wrap my head around because I'm a little long-winded. If you've already know, what are we in? I don't know, we're probably in the 10-minute range right now. A little long-winded. So 1 minute, they don't really do much for me. But I understand them. They're interesting, and every once in a while you'll catch one that's useful. What really surprises me about shorts is when you see ones that are like, they have like 12 million views, and you're like, really? 12 million people subjected themselves to this? Okay. It makes me sad. It makes me kind of sad, to be honest. But yeah, like I say, shorts are fine. I keep on trying to conceptualize something I could do for my channel to get non-VC watcher people in, but I just don't know that those non-VC people are really interested in watching people show records anyway. I don't know. But anyway, that's my thoughts on shorts. Let's go to a record. How about the first time we met, The Independents? Really great record. I don't even really have a ton to say about this. It's on the Wand label. This is one of those soul groups that, I mean, obviously the jackets alone, I'm buying this for the jackets. But yeah, this is just one of those great vocal groups that, you know, probably didn't do much. It's, of course, Chuck, Helen, and Maurice. Of course. I mean, of course. Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, this was a surprisingly great record. I think I had heard this before, but to see it in the wild for, like I said, it's usually under 10 over here, was a great thing. So yeah, I went ahead and I picked this up. Was very pleased. If you see The Independents the first time we met, and I believe they have a second LP, yeah, snatch that up. Like I say, not an expensive record, which is, again, part of the old vinyl record player motif. Let's go into question number 7. Do I use the community tab for polls? I don't. Every once in a while, I'll add a couple of pops, and I'll be like, and I'll watch some music, and I'll be like, oh my God, people should check this out. This is great. But that's about all I've ever used them for. I don't really do polls. I don't think people even really read those, to be honest. I end up like, you know, getting like one like on them, and it's like, okay, well, blah. But in a way, it's historical, and, you know, I'm a writer. This is what I like to do. I like to write anyway. So it's kind of a historical sort of thing for my channel. But otherwise, yeah, I just don't think they're useful. People go to YouTube not to read. They come to watch video. It just kind of is what it is. Is there anything about my own videos I don't like? I could be more skilled. There was a little bit of, like, in terms of editing and stuff like that. I mean, this is a one-camera jam. It's a lot. So Craig Danger. It's a lot of Craig Danger to digest, usually. I try to keep my videos kind of on a 10-minute tip, around there. Rarely, I've done interview ones where at least I'm you know, talking to someone else for maybe a half hour, but I like to keep them short anyway. But yeah, I would be interested in, I was watching a video the other day by Retro Musings, and she had some great, I mean, she must have some kind of a history in broadcasting, because there's some edits going on, some really cool stuff. I would like to do more of that stuff. But otherwise, man, I don't know what to say. It's pure narcissism. but I love my videos. I actually, sometimes I go back and be like, that was a solid joke. Also, excellent joke. So, what can I say? You're tooting your own horn with these things, but I think that's kind of part of the mix. If you're making videos on VC, there's bound to be a lot of you wrapped up in them. So that's number 8. How about a little bit of Little Beaver? This is not a common saying for me, but I'm going to say everybody needs Little Beaver in their life. You know what I'm talking about? Woo! This record is freaking amazing. It's really not like even that wildly different. The title track, Party Down, parts 1 and parts 2. Woo! Just kind of like, it's just such a loose, funky, but like very restrained kind of vibe. Like it's a little stony, even, dare I say it. But Little Beaver. If I see any of his records, this is one of those ones I had to pay up for. This is a repress. So if you see any Little Beaver in the wild, that was something to say. Pick it up because wow, really funky dude, super underrated, and not a lot of people know. When in fact they should know Little Beaver. I think this one's from '74. Party Down. And I mean, look at that guitar. Look at this dude. Yeah, funky man. Number 9. Is there anything about other people's videos you don't like? Not really. I think the time length stuffs. Again, when I see a video that's 26 minutes, I'm less likely to watch it because it's a lot. If I see a definite subject matter, like we're reviewing the mono box set of the Kinks, then I'm not gonna watch that. I mean, great, love the Kinks, not that interested. Otherwise, I think if I don't like people who are boring. I mean, it just is what it is, I get it. The records are nice and stuff, but people who are fairly monotone and just not much emotion in what they do, that's just not something I feel. It just is what it is. But otherwise, I mean, if I don't like it, I just typically don't watch it. So that's kind of the way these things break down. Number 10, if I was to stop making videos, this is the last classic here, and then I'm going to show 2 records, because if you're hanging out, you need to see 2 more funky records. If I were to stop making video, would I shut down the channel completely, keep the videos live, or make the videos private? I just probably keep them. I'd probably keep them live. I mean, why not? I don't think that I'm not a particularly controversial figure, despite my Danger-ous vibe. I mean, I imagine I would. I mean, I guess maybe if my job was somehow like, hey man, we're about to pay you $1 million, but you got to take down your channel. Well, that's a different story. But I don't see that happening. So so that's the question. Would I make an announcement that I will no longer be making videos? I probably would. Because the subscribers that I have, the numbers of people who do watch me, it's. I would want to at least say, hey guys, you're gonna miss the danger, but it's okay. It's okay. Anyway, that was the Richard McCook's 10. God, I don't even know. Just starts a talking, this guy. Starts a talking. May have brought this one up before. I don't know if I did, but Tavis from Vinyl Talk with Tavis, I did a half-an-hour interview with him a little while back. He recommended this record. This record is a stunner. This is like early 80s, I think, even, or maybe it's the late 70s. I'm not 100% on this. The year always escapes me when I need it the most. But wow, Teddy, and this, again, going back to talking my book, this record I got for $3 in a, we'll call it a VG type of condition. So, wow. Any Teddy Pendergrass, I would say, I always like to say up until maybe about 86. 86 is when those machines are out in full force. The drum machines, the weird skonking kind of synths and stuff where that's just not my bag. But anyway, great record. And this one was actually a little bit of a surprise to see it in the wild. This is a band called New York City, kind of a funky soul band. on, of course, the RCA label. And one of the things, great record, actually, really fun and really funky record and very impressive. Yeah, one of the things that I gained in terms of an insight during the few interviews that I've done. One of them was with John Flores, producer of a couple of Willie Hutch albums, his first two LPs on the RCA label. John Flores mentioned that, payola, it was a thing in the 70s, probably up into maybe the 90s. I don't even know. RCA had a policy whereby they basically, if you were a black artist, not so much in terms of payola. I think they probably did support their white artists with payola to radio stations, not so much the black artists. So whenever I hear records this good by, in this case, this band, New York City, I think to myself, yeah, it's RCA dropping the ball again. The system was corrupt. I get it. But why are you corrupt with your white artists, but not corrupt with your black artists? I mean, RCA, hey! Anyway, I'm Doing Fine Now by New York City. Should have been a gold or platinum record. Don't think it was, again, because we were on the RCA label, and the R&B didn't have much of a payola budget, which unfortunately in the 1970s, it was a monstrous thing. Unless you could luck into a hit, you kind of had to bribe your way in. But hey, it's America. The way these things work. So anyway, wow, if you're still sticking around for this boffo video of madness, hey, how about subscribing, first off. Liking is also helpful too. But anyway, you know what? That's it. Thanks to everybody who actually did this. Thanks if you're still actually listening. I think I out-talked myself. But please, I guess I will see you on the next one.